And as someone who has ADHD, I urge you watching this video right now to please listen up to this. Living with ADHD, like any other illness or disorder, is a daily battle. Alright, here we go. What's the first thing you think of when you hear the words ADHD? Is it kids squirming in their feet? Or being unable to pay attention in class? Or being unable to complete their homework on time? What about adults? Did you know adults can have ADHD? Well, you're looking at the spitting image of one right now. My name is Maddie. I'm 22 years old, and I have ADHD. Now, you might think the ADHD is the same in kids as it is adults, and that's partially true. See, with kids, it's more about the hyperactivity. The stereotypical kids not being able to sit in their seats, stop squirming, or not being able to pay attention in class. Whereas in adults, it's more about the inattentive and impulsivity. Oh God, I'm late. Gotta get this puzzle done in a couple days. Piece of cake.
A few moments later.
Yeah, not happening.
Is that a good spot for your phone?
Bruh.
Maddie! Time to leave!
Okay, coming. Need my wallet. Need my wallet. Heck is my wallet? More shoes. Ooh, disco ball. Focus. Did not mean for that to break. Now, for me, that's the thing that I struggle with the most, is the impulsivity. I have a hard time waiting my turn in conversations, driving sometimes. I blurt out in class when I was in school. And to add on to that, I have mild hearing loss in both ears. But that's a whole nother conversation. I tend to sometimes talk louder than I normally would. This also happens when I get excited or flustered about something as well. And well, because of this, sometimes my tone of voice can come off as rude, mean, narcissistic. I never, ever want to make anyone feel, uncomfortable or make them feel like I'm trying to be rude to them on purpose. I always try to be the most positive, supportive, caring, and most respectful person to my friends and family. And unfortunately, this is something that I will most likely always have to continue to work on, even as I get older. Now, when talking to my professor, who is a registered psychologist, he told me that one doesn't simply grow out of their ADHD. They just learn to manage it. An article I found on attitudemag.com really emphasized that point. A study done back in 2016 showed that 70% of kids who have ADHD will continue to have symptoms when they become adults. And again, I asked my professor about this, and he said he's not all too surprised by the number. He said it could even be higher, which I agree with, actually. Is this again emphasizes the point of one doesn't really grow out of ADHD, they just simply learn to manage it. Which is why in some cases some symptoms are not as apparent as others. So they're not necessarily on the ADHD spectrum. Now, there are many ways that you can manage your ADHD symptoms, the biggest one being medication. And for me, this has been the most helpful. I use exercise, meditation, reading. This book is amazing. It is so helpful if you have ADHD or know someone who has ADHD. And music is helping my ADHD symptoms. As you can see, there are many ways to manage ADHD. You gotta find what works for you and run with it. Fortunately, there are other neurological disorders that could come with ADHD. The first one being anxiety, and the other one being depression. Now, I have anxiety, and if you want to know more about my anxiety, I will leave a link down below to the documentary I shot earlier in the year called The Storm in My Head. Now, a person with ADHD can also develop substance abuse and addiction. One of the biggest things to take away is that even though ADHD has a pretty clear-cut and well-known set of symptoms, it affects everyone differently. There's also a bunch of misconceptions and stigmas behind ADHD. First one being that people with ADHD are dumb and can't accomplish anything in life. Just sipping this tea. Or that it's just young kids wanting to act out on purpose. Now let me understand this. People really think that we can control what we do sometimes, though our brain has a different makeup than theirs. And it's clinically proven that sometimes we just simply can't control what we do or say, yet they're just trying to. Yeah, that's not the case sometimes. And there are also people out there who think it's just bad parenting. Yeah, not even close. Now listen, all of this is simply just not true. People with ADHD are actually some of the most creative, intelligent, kind, caring, respectful, responsible people out there. And as someone who has ADHD, I urge you watching this video right now, please listen up to this. Living with ADHD, like any other illness or disorder, is a daily battle. Creating and maintaining a relationship is a constant struggle. And completing daily tasks seems like a giant mountain that you can never seem to top of sometimes. Now I wanted to end off with this little video before I say my final piece.
Once you know what your brain's challenges are, you can find solutions to them. Once you look past the stereotypes and assumptions about people with ADHD and dig deeper, you learn what ADHD actually is. It's not people who won't stop fidgeting or getting distracted. It's brains that are chronically under-aroused, trying to get the basic level of stimulation all brains need. It's not about procrastinating or not caring. It's having executive function deficits that make it hard to get started. And it's not people being lazy or not trying enough. It's kids and adults struggling to succeed with a brain that doesn't always want to cooperate in a society that wasn't built for them. Society is our user's manual. We learn how our brains and bodies work by watching those around us. And when yours works differently, it can feel like you're broken. So what I'm trying to do is reach out to these people, wherever they are in the world, and tell them, you are not weird. You are not stupid. You do not need to try harder. You are not a failed version of normal. You are different. You are beautiful, and you are not alone.
If you or someone you know or love has ADHD, I urge you to please be patient, learn as much as you can about ADHD, learn as much about them and what helps that person and what doesn't, and just continue to love them as if they didn't have ADHD. ADHD is a simple yet complex disorder. The more we can learn about it, educate ourselves, and make people more aware, the more we can get rid of the stigmas and misconceptions around ADHD. I hope you enjoyed this video. Everything that I've learned will be down in the description if you want to learn more about ADHD, which I please urge you to. This is something that, again, I only make stuff that I'm really passionate about, and this is something I am very passionate about and that I'm learning more about over the year, because it really has just affected my life so greatly. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a big old thumbs up. Please share it with your friends and family. Please leave a nice comment down below if you have ADHD or any of your tips and tricks or what you want to know or what you want to know more about. I'm not an expert, but I definitely can help you out any way I can. But until next time, thank you again for watching. Maddie B here. I'm out. Remember, stay smiling.